The vast expanse of space was silent, broken only by the hum of alien technology. At the heart of the galaxy, the Galactic Council, a gathering of the most powerful alien empires, convened for their monthly meeting. The massive floating structure of the council chamber echoed with the sound of whispers as the members gathered to discuss a new development. The galaxy's most powerful empire, known for its dominance over countless planets, had made a bold decision. Earth, a tiny speck in the Milky Way, was to be wiped out. The council's newest diplomat, an arrogant alien named Zoltar, stood before the assembly, his sharp reptilian eyes gleaming with disdain as he spoke. "The humans are weak," he scoffed, his voice cutting through the murmurs. "Their planet is a fraction of the size of ours. Their technology is archaic, and they have no real military power. Earth poses no threat to us. It's just a resource waiting to be exploited." The members of the council laughed in unison. They looked down on Earth as though it were an insignificant blip on their radar. Who would even consider Earth a threat? One of the council members mused, her voice laced with disbelief. "They can barely manage space travel, let alone challenge us. It would be like trying to fight an ant with a hammer." Zoltar's smug expression grew even wider. "Indeed, let's send a small fleet to deal with them. They won't even know what hit them. It'll be over before they even realize what's happening." The entire council chuckled, their laughter echoing through the chamber. To them, Earth was nothing more than a speck, a minor nuisance that could be wiped away in an instant. They had underestimated humanity for far too long, and they were about to make a fatal mistake. But what the Galactic Council didn't know was that Earth had a secret that could turn the tide in a way no one could have predicted. Back on Earth, in a high-tech underground military base, things were far from what the aliens assumed. Hidden beneath the mountains, deep in a facility where no one could detect them, a team of the brightest scientists and engineers worked day and night on a project so advanced it could change the course of history. At the heart of this secret operation was a technology that the aliens had no idea existed: the teleportation drive. This technology wasn't just for moving small items or people from one place to another. It was a weapon. A weapon that could teleport entire fleets of ships, entire armadas, across vast distances in the blink of an eye. Earth's military had been quietly working on this for years, and now they were ready. The first successful test had already been carried out, but no one knew just how crucial it would become. The camera zoomed in on the head scientist, Dr. Rachel Carter, as she stared at a screen, her eyes wide with excitement and fear. "It works," she whispered to herself. "It's finally working." She turned to her colleagues, her face set in determination. "This is our chance. We're going to show them that Earth is no joke. We may be small, but we can fight." Around her, the team cheered quietly, but there was a sense of urgency in the air. They knew what was coming, and they had to be ready. The camera panned across the military base, showing soldiers gearing up, technicians double-checking equipment, and generals preparing for the inevitable confrontation. They knew the aliens were coming. The Council's fleet was already on its way to Earth, and the human forces had just one chance to strike back. They could not let the aliens underestimate them. Above the surface, Earth's skies were eerily quiet. No one suspected what was about to unfold. The aliens, in their arrogance, had dismissed humanity as weak, believing that Earth was just a resource waiting to be harvested. But as the camera zoomed in on the massive fleet preparing to launch, we saw something different, something the aliens would never expect. The fleet wasn't just a few ships. It was massive, an armada of sleek, high-tech ships, each armed with the latest technology humanity could muster. The human fleet had been secretly teleporting into position, ready for the battle of a lifetime. As the alien fleet approached Earth's orbit, their sensors picked up strange readings, an anomaly. But they dismissed it. After all, what could possibly threaten them now? The humans didn't have the firepower, the technology, or the experience to stand up to the mighty alien empire. But then, as the first wave of alien ships entered Earth's atmosphere, something astonishing happened. Without warning, a fleet of human ships appeared right in front of them, as if they had materialized out of thin air. The humans had teleported their fleet directly into the heart of the alien force. The aliens froze. Zoltar's smug expression turned to one of confusion. "What is this? How did they—" It was too late. The first salvo of human weapons struck the alien fleet with precision, disabling their ships before they even had a chance to retaliate. The teleportation technology had given the humans the element of surprise, and they weren't going to let it go to waste. This unexpected turn of events shook the aliens to their core. They had made a grave mistake in underestimating Earth. What they didn't know was that humanity wasn't the primitive, defenseless species they had assumed. Earth wasn't just a speck of dust in the galaxy. It was a force waiting to be reckoned with. As the camera zoomed out, showing the chaos unfolding in space, the tension was palpable. Earth had just made its first move in a war that would determine the fate of the galaxy. The battle had begun, and the aliens had no idea what they were up against. The alien invasion fleet cruised smoothly through the vast expanse of space, their ships gliding effortlessly towards Earth. The fleet's leader, Commander Zoltar, sat confidently in his command ship, staring at the screen with a smug smile. He was certain that this mission would be no challenge at all. Earth was a small, insignificant planet with no real defenses. Their military power was laughable, and their technology was primitive compared to the mighty empire he served. The alien fleet had been sent to crush humanity, and Zoltar was ready for a quick victory. "We will destroy them in minutes," Zoltar boasted, his voice full of arrogance. "Their planet is nothing but a dot in the vastness of space. They have no chance." As the alien fleet approached Earth's atmosphere, they prepared for the final stage of their invasion. However, something was wrong. The sensors on Zoltar's ship began to beep frantically. Strange readings were appearing on the display, and the fleet was suddenly surrounded by a bizarre energy field. "What is this?" Zoltar demanded. "Why are we receiving strange signals?" Before he could get an answer, a massive burst of light erupted in front of him. The alien fleet froze in shock as hundreds of human warships appeared out of nowhere, right beyond Earth's orbit. They had no warning, no indication that Earth had any capability to launch such an attack. The humans had developed something far beyond what the aliens could ever imagine: teleportation technology. This was no ordinary teleportation. It was a powerful device capable of transporting entire fleets across the galaxy in the blink of an eye. The massive human fleet, each ship bristling with advanced weapons and defenses, had been teleported right into the heart of the alien invasion. Zoltar's eyes widened in disbelief as he saw the human fleet, perfectly organized and ready for battle. The alien fleet had no time to react. They were completely caught off guard, unable to comprehend how such a small, primitive planet could possess such an incredible weapon. "Impossible!" Zoltar shouted. How could they have such power? The alien forces had never faced anything like this before. Earth's technology was supposed to be centuries behind theirs, yet humanity had somehow managed to develop a weapon that could outmaneuver them. The shock and confusion rippled through the fleet, causing chaos as the aliens tried to regroup and prepare for battle. But it was too late. The human fleet, having anticipated the alien attack, was already in position. The moment the teleportation was completed, the humans opened fire, launching powerful energy beams that struck the alien ships with pinpoint accuracy. It was a devastating blow, catching the invaders off guard and causing panic among the ranks. Zoltar, now fully aware of the power Earth had unleashed, ordered an immediate counterattack. "Attack! Show them what happens when they dare challenge the might of the Empire." But the humans were ready. The battle was only just beginning, and the aliens were about to learn the hard way that Earth was not the weak, defenseless planet they had thought it to be. The fight for survival had begun, and humanity was more prepared than the aliens could ever have imagined. The air was thick with tension as the battle raged above Earth's atmosphere. The human fleet, newly arrived and brimming with advanced technology, launched into action. Their ships, sleek and powerful, moved with deadly precision, unlike anything the aliens had ever seen. The aliens had expected an easy victory, but they were about to learn that Earth's forces were far more formidable than they could have imagined. The human ships, equipped with cloaking technology, shimmered out of sight, vanishing into the depths of space. The aliens, unable to track them, were left confused and vulnerable. With their advanced energy shields protecting them and their powerful weapons ready, the humans struck first. Energy blasts ripped through the dark void of space, lighting up the battlefield as human ships appeared from nowhere, unleashing devastating firepower. The aliens scrambled to regroup, trying to retaliate with their own weapons. but they were no match for the humans' speed and tactics. The humans used their teleportation technology to their advantage, moving in and out of the fight, appearing behind enemy lines and striking key targets with pinpoint accuracy. The alien fleet, once confident in their superiority, now found themselves on the defensive. They had never faced an enemy like this. The humans weren't just reacting, they were planning every move with military precision. Ships vanished and reappeared, their attacks unpredictable and fast, catching the aliens off guard at every turn. The once unshakable alien forces were now struggling to keep up. Among the chaos, one human ship stood out. At the helm was Captain Eric Carter, a tall and fearless leader. His calm demeanor in the face of overwhelming odds inspired his crew. "We've got this," he said, his voice steady over the intercom as explosions rocked the ship. "Remember, we're not just fighting for Earth, we're fighting for every species that the Galactic Council has crushed." His voice echoed through the ship, rallying the crew to push forward. They knew that this battle was not just about victory, it was about showing the galaxy that Earth was a force to be reckoned with. With each passing minute, the humans made their presence felt, turning the tide of the battle. Their speed, tactics, and advanced technology gave them the upper hand. The aliens, who once thought Earth was an easy target, now found themselves struggling to adapt. The human fleet was more than just a surprise. They were a revelation. Earth was not weak, and Captain Carter had made sure the galaxy would never underestimate them again. As the battle continued, the humans pressed forward, striking the alien ships with devastating force. The aliens, disoriented and panicking, began to retreat, unsure of how to counter this unexpected force. The human fleet pursued them, unrelenting in their mission to protect their planet. The element of surprise had given the humans the upper hand, but their courage, resourcefulness, and advanced technology were the reasons they were winning this fight. Captain Carter, with his calm leadership and unyielding determination, had led his crew to victory in the first battle of what would be a long and hard war. The message was clear to the alien empire. Earth was no longer a planet to be ignored. And this was only the beginning. The battle was far from over, but the tide was beginning to shift in humanity's favor. The alien fleet, once confident and powerful, was now on the defensive. Their ships were being torn apart by the relentless attacks of the human fleet, and the damage was becoming catastrophic. The once untouchable alien empire was now facing destruction at the hands of a planet they had once mocked. Commander Zoltar, the leader of the alien forces, stared at the chaos unfolding before him. His arrogance had clouded his judgment, and now, as his fleet's losses mounted, doubt began to creep into his mind. This was not how the battle was supposed to go. Earth was supposed to be easy to conquer, a simple resource to exploit, not a formidable opponent capable of turning the tide of war. As his ship shook from another barrage of energy blasts, Zoltar made a decision. His pride had been wounded, and he was losing control of the situation. He needed to change tactics. "Contact the humans," he ordered. "Tell them, we offer peace. If they submit to our rule, we will spare them." His message was sent to Captain Eric Carter, who stood at the helm of the human fleet, overseeing the destruction of the alien ships. Carter's face was grim, his eyes bloodshot from the long hours of fighting. His crew had suffered heavy losses. Many brave soldiers had died, their sacrifice etched in the captain's heart. The message from Zoltar crackled over the comms, and Carter listened, his expression hardening. Zoltar's words were filled with arrogance, trying to mask the fear creeping into his voice. "We offer peace," the alien commander said. "All we ask is that you submit to the Galactic Empire. Your planet will be spared." For a moment, the room fell silent. Carter's mind raced. He thought of all the soldiers who had given their lives for this moment. He thought of the families back on Earth, watching the battle unfold on their screens, hoping for a victory. He thought of his own crew, many of whom had already sacrificed everything to protect their home. With a steady voice, Carter rejected Zoltar's offer. "We will never submit," he said firmly, his words carrying across the comms to all of humanity. "We fight for freedom, for the people we've lost, and for every future generation. Earth will not bow to the will of an empire that seeks to destroy us." His words rang out, not just across the battlefield, but to millions of humans watching from Earth. They felt the strength in his voice, the unshakable resolve that had carried them this far. Carter's refusal was a declaration, a promise that humanity would never be broken. But as the battle raged on, the cost of victory became painfully clear. A close friend of Captain Carter, Lieutenant Mark Davis, stood beside him in the thick of the fighting. Davis had been with Carter since the beginning, a loyal soldier who had always been by his side. But as the battle reached its climax, Davis saw an opening, a chance to deal a decisive blow to the alien forces. Without hesitation, Davis made a split-second decision. He ordered his ship to dive directly into the heart of the alien fleet, using himself as a decoy to draw the enemy's fire and give Carter's fleet the opening they needed. "For Earth," he whispered, knowing the sacrifice he was about to make. As Davis's ship exploded in a brilliant flash of light, the human fleet surged forward, taking advantage of the gap he had created. The alien ships faltered, their formation broken, and the human forces pressed their advantage. Captain Carter watched in stunned silence as his friend's sacrifice played out before him. Tears welled in his eyes, but he quickly wiped them away. "We will make it worth it, Mark," he vowed under his breath. The death of Lieutenant Davis, a symbol of human courage and sacrifice, strengthened the resolve of the human fleet. The alien forces had underestimated the strength of humanity's spirit, and with every fallen soldier, Earth's resolve grew even stronger. The battle was not just about technology or tactics, it was about the will to fight, to survive, and to protect everything they held dear. The battle had been long and grueling, but now, the final showdown was upon them. The human fleet, battered but not broken, prepared for one last, decisive strike. The alien empire, despite its vast power, was on the brink of collapse, its fleet scattered and weakened by the relentless human assault. Yet the heart of the enemy remained, the massive alien capital ship, a symbol of their strength and arrogance. Captain Eric Carter stood at the helm of his flagship, his eyes scanning the alien fleet. His crew, though exhausted, were ready for the final push. Their new weapons, combined with their teleportation technology, were humanity's trump cards, and now was the time to use them. The fleet was poised for a full-on assault, targeting the alien capital ship that had once seemed invincible. "Prepare to teleport into position," Carter ordered. The air was thick with anticipation as the massive human ships began to phase out of sight, using the teleportation devices that had surprised the aliens earlier. In an instant, the human fleet reappeared just outside the capital ship's defensive range, catching the alien forces completely off guard. With precision and speed, the human fleet unleashed everything they had. Powerful energy beams and missiles streaked toward the alien ship, striking with pinpoint accuracy. The alien warship's shields flared and flickered under the barrage, but they were no match for the sheer force of the human weapons. Cloaked ships darted in and out of view, attacking from all angles, making it impossible for the aliens to defend themselves effectively. The alien capital ship, once thought to be invulnerable, began to buckle under the relentless assault. The sounds of explosions and chaos filled the airwaves, but Captain Carter remained focused. He watched as the alien ship, now severely damaged, struggled to stay afloat in the chaos. Then, with a final, devastating strike, the human fleet's flagship launched a massive, concentrated energy blast directly into the heart of the alien warship. The explosion was blinding, and the once mighty alien capital ship was torn apart, its remains drifting into the cold void of space. It was over. With their leader's ship destroyed, the remaining alien fleet was scattered. Their forces, crippled and leaderless, could do nothing but retreat. The once proud alien empire, which had mocked humanity and underestimated their strength, was now in disarray. The retreating alien ships left behind a galaxy that would never look at Earth the same way again. The human fleet was victorious. As Captain Carter stood on the bridge of his ship, looking out at the wreckage of the battle, a sense of pride washed over him. But it was not just pride for the victory, it was a deeper feeling of resolve. Humanity had proven its strength, its resilience, and its will to survive. Earth would never again be seen as weak, and the galaxy would never forget this day. Yet as Carter looked up at the stars, he knew this was only the beginning. The galaxy was vast, filled with dangers and challenges beyond imagination. The human race had taken its first step onto the galactic stage, but the path ahead was uncertain. The battle had been won, but the war, Whether against new threats, old enemies, or even the ever-growing unknowns of space, had just begun. And humanity, now united and stronger than ever, was ready to face whatever came next. The screen fades out, the stars twinkling in the distance, leaving the audience with a sense of anticipation for what lies ahead. The story of humanity's rise in the galaxy was far from over.